Hi, my name's Caitlin. I'm your mindfulness messenger, and I support women who are feeling trapped, who are feeling helpless, or feeling stuck in their lives. Give them the tools to shift out of that so they can then experience freedom, they can experience ease, relief, and empowerment. So today's video is really about emotions and about how they can actually serve us during this time of COVID and just kind of chaos, how they can actually benefit us and not be our enemies. So let's get to it. Yeah, I have a new background. I just recently moved, and so everything's kind of in flux. Apologies for like all the lights here and everything. But yeah, that's why all these bags are here and all that. But anyway, today's topic is about emotions and why they're actually our superpowers right now. So right now with COVID, a lot of what we've been hearing about is how this time is really about reflection, and it's about kind of surrender and how we can't really escape what we've been denying or what we've been distracted by. COVID has given us this opportunity to really see things for what they are in our life right now. That could be really irritating and that could be really frustrating, though I want to express how these emotions and how this time is actually in our best interest and will really support you. One of the reasons why paying attention to our emotions is so great right now is because everything's so in flux right now. Things are changing constantly. There's nothing really secure. And our emotions can actually ground us into what we need to pay attention towards, what we need to give our attention to, and really grounds us into ourself. And COVID has shown us that nothing really is secure. Nothing really has the security that we thought was permanently there. Emotions now can kind of be our anchor of the things that are working for us, the things that are supporting us, the things that are leading us in the right direction, and also can be our anchor towards things not working for us or things kind of going off our path or don't feel really good or like not aligned. How we sometimes can view them as like just derailing us. We just want everything to be set in stone and perfect, and maybe not perfect but predictable because it's sometimes easier. And that's just an example. What I'm expressing is that emotions may be in the way, and I want to argue that emotions actually are perfect the way they are because they're not derailing us. They're not putting us off the path. They're actually a whole part of our experience. Emotions are always going to be there. And so instead of resisting them and instead of trying to put them away in a box, we get to invite them into play and we get to see, what they're hearing, how they feel, what they think of things. And that will really support you because you won't feel the resistance of that. That shows up in work, that shows up in like bitterness, anxiety, stress, that could show up in like dis-ease in the body too. When we allow our emotions to play and really open them up, there's no longer judgment or shame towards them or a reason why we need to put them away in a box. There's a reason why we put emotions away. There could be something there. When we invite them to be part of the experience, they can really serve us into showing us what works and what doesn't. And that's why it'll support you. They're just another tool in your box to empower yourself. I want to give an example of these two things, of emotions like kind of derailing you and emotions actually supporting you. Well, let's say that Susan from work is taking like an hour and a half to just print these copies and you need them by the end of the day and you're not understanding why it's like taking so long. One option is that you have this frustrated, angry feeling. Though you don't know what to do with it really, you want to yell at her. You may actually yell at her or write her an angry email. You may gossip about her in the lunchroom. That bitterness or anger may show up in your coworkers if they ask you a certain question within that time frame until that actual task is complete and then you're able to do your own thing. So in this case, emotions are in the way, sort of, where you can't really pay attention to anything else until that's done. Where it's affecting your life. You're angry, but it's not expressed in a constructive, healthy way. You're having this resistance, which doesn't feel the best. An example of how your emotions here can support you is, okay, so there's Susan who's taken a really long time at the copier and the printer. You're really angry and frustrated, and you're like, okay, I'm actually curious. why am I feeling such this emotion like towards this one thing? Could be, okay, I need to get those papers done by the end of the day. And then it could be, I don't want to have to wait on her to then finish my task. That's not fair to me. If I need to wait on another person in order to finish my task, it's not my fault if I'm late. Maybe I'm late and it's because of another person. So that could be the fear that's showing up. So being curious about this and then taking a step towards it. So like, what should I do? What should I do with this information? You could try to find another printer and copier. You could go up to Susan and ask if she needs help. You could go up to Susan and tell her, just to let you know, I need the printer and copier by the end of the day. And do you mind if I go first? Things like that. So resolutions. So how the emotion supported you in this way is because you were feeling a certain way and it was almost out of alignment, and the anger and bitterness allowed you to see why were you so mad and kind of brought you back into alignment. Your action and what you did about it brought it back into your alignment of what would best serve you that day. And it also showed you why you were actually angry. It's not really Susan. It's not really what she is doing. It's behind what she is doing. So I hope that makes sense. Why will this new concept empower you? First of all, external factors will not decide your mood. And this is a really amazing thing. I'm still working on this. Though when I first felt this, how like I don't need anything outside of me to change or prove or be the all tell of like what I do in my life. It's such a huge, it will impact your life and you'll notice it and you'll feel it, and it's really an incredible feeling. So when someone around you is in a bad mood, taking a long time to do something, there is a mistake being made, all those external factors will not determine your mood, and that gives you such an incredible power because you are the only person who gets to decide your mood. And when that shift happens, you realize how much your life is your own life. It's not given to others. You get to take your power back and realize you can really do anything and that your life is your life at any point. And you have access to this all the time, access to coming back to this belief all the time. The second reason why this will empower you is because it'll show you what kind of ticks you off. As we kind of mature and grow and go through life, you know, things change and we do, whether or not we want to, we figure out ourselves a little bit more each time. Really, these opportunities will allow us to see ourselves and allow us to be curious and to really see what does tick us off and what does anger us and what really brings out such big emotion in our lives. Because this could be related towards our fears, toward limiting beliefs, to patterns in our lives that we may have been stuck in, that this opportunity beautifully gave us and showed us what we can expand in. How emotions can support you, how this sort of concept can really support you in your life, is the unattachment to external things. It's really a game changer. You feel that sense of empowerment of not so attached to someone or something, and you don't feel that like insanely deep emotional well. You know, you're not so emotionally attached to things to where it skews you a bit. That unattachment is really beautiful. Also, too, you'll find yourself more forgiving of others because you're forgiving yourself and you're showing yourself compassion when you look at things through curiosity and not judgment and not blame. So when Susan is taking a long time with the copies and the printer, you may not be as mad. You may see her as, oh, she actually might not understand how this works, or there's not enough ink in there and she doesn't realize that. You'll be able to forgive the situation, and not in the sense of denial and of kind of like brushing it under the floor. I mean forgiving as the unattachment. I mean forgiving as there's a reason to this. It's not because she is blank. There's a reason to this, and it could be figured out. So those are the reasons why emotions are really beneficial to us and really can support us, especially in this time of COVID when things are so flux and things are so skewed. So I hope you got something out of this. Please comment below what you think of the video, if there's other things you think about emotions and what they can give us. And definitely hit subscribe if you want to hear more. I'm also on Instagram at kmurph 415 if you want to check in more on mindfulness and the day-to-day of mindfulness. So thank you so much for watching. Also too, I have a free gift below. It's a free meditation. So go ahead and click on that, and I'll see you guys later.